I had already warned you in a video that it's not good to pause our favorite movies if you don't want to end up crying. But from laughter. Apparently, Turning Red is no exception to this. Just like we saw in Encanto, this movie has many scenes that we don't expect to see when we pause it. At first glance, it seems to be very well made, but we'll see that it's not. Through the movie Turning Red, we saw that all the kids, including the older ones, are very exaggerated in their expressions. But the ones who got the most excited were with Fort Town. It was obvious that we had to look for several strange events at the legendary Sky Dome concert. They definitely look super happy and content to have their idols in front of them, but they haven't gotten too happy yet. If you know what I mean. In this first scene, we can see several quite disturbing things. First, we see Miriam, who loses control and has no one to take it out on but poor Tyler. And look at how she starts to shake him as if he were being possessed by the devil. But don't lose sight of any face. Look at Abby's face. Without a doubt, she takes the prize for the best astral trip at the Fort Town concert. So, friends, I challenge you to find more funny faces in this part of the movie. The best funny face gets a signed copy of 50 Shades of Devon. In Turning Red, we could see the excitement this group of girls feels for their Fort Town idols. And I understand them, because I went through that too. But what I undoubtedly find hard to understand is the face Miriam makes in this scene. As soon as she starts dancing to manipulate her friend May, she turns around and... But what happened to her? I think she got a cramp midway through the turn. But wait! Miriam's eyes almost popped out, but poor May really had the wind knocked out of her. There are two possibilities. Did she want to leave quickly because she needed to use the restroom? Did the spirit of Turning Red involve her getting punched? And speaking of possessions, I think the demons already had it in for these girls. Because look at their eyes when they dance the bills in their faces. For greed. After seeing those eyes, I wouldn't feel very safe, to say the least, giving May a hug. It almost seems like they're going to start speaking in Latin at any moment. But well, he wasn't the only one to whom strange things happened. Because friends, this is the point where we start to doubt. If in Turning Red there are ghosts and spirits. But there's nothing to be scared of. These ghosts are jokers who are going to make us die of laughter. And it all starts with Abby, who, if we remember, likes to travel through the cosmos and within other Pixar universes. She's all happy and excited, wanting to hug May's panda. But oh my god. She was so excited that it even seems like she wanted to transport to another dimension. Again. What a huge trip Abby took. Or maybe a mischievous spirit wanted to possess her. I don't even know, friends. Let's move on to the next point. But it seems that bad luck is like May's shadow. Even her red panda can't escape from getting hit. In this next scene, May is calm and relaxed. Unaware that Misaki and Verfriend, turned into the emo from Turning Red, would almost dislocate her neck. Just look at that pose. Even those who practice yoga can't pull off that posture so well. So, with this, it becomes clear that May not only knows how to twerk, but one of her hidden skills is practicing yoga. That's why she pulls off the cobra pose so well. Phew. But to wrap up with May's drunkenness, I think she's not only into spicy things. Friends, look at this scene and tell me, what do you think is happening to May? Or maybe she had a really cold one. And she's burping? And what did you think? That May's dad was going to escape from being in this video? Well, no, my darlings. Here we can clearly see Mink. He didn't let the poor man savor his breakfast. He just wanted to eat something delicious before having to put up with the crazy old woman he lives with, like the one who says I'm a drunk. May is the main character of this movie, and just for that reason, misfortunes follow her around everywhere. Turning red from the beginning of the movie, we can realize this. Even the title of Turning Red hasn't finished appearing yet. When we see that May is already very drunk on the floor, see? See? And in this scene, we again see how an invisible thief tries to steal her backpack. It must be the spirit from earlier that wasn't satisfied with just taking May's breath away. You can't trust anyone anymore, not even the air. Look, friends, I don't want to take paranormal events seriously, but tell me, what other explanation can you give for these scenes? It seems like the spirits are handing out blows. First, poor Abby, it seems like she gets a good slap. Yes, I know she has cheeks that invite you to do it, but it's not that much. Or in this next scene, May, very happy, making it clear that she is the boss in diapers. And speaking of business and turning red, when suddenly out of nowhere, it seems like they hit her on the head, they even knocked her skull off. They better cleanse themselves. With epazote and cilantro, each like an epazote and a cilantro, thank you. Apart from this, there are other things that I simply can't understand when pausing at certain scenes, like in this case. We see the kid Tyler, who already got the devil out with his cool hairstyle, trying to be funny in the classic sports class of Tyler. But the laughter doesn't last forever. Well, Misaki's grandmother used to say, "He who laughs like a witch, his hair turns musty." And how could the poor thing not be traumatized after his head almost caught on fire? Just look at the face the poor thing is making, he must even feel beaten up inside. But listen, we must be charitable. Every like you give will be a role for the dirty Tyler. Now let's move on to the next scene. Tyler may be the class clown, but that doesn't save him from getting pushed around. I actually think he's the one getting bullied in the class. Check out how this blondie with long hair pushes him around like a rag doll. Poor guy, it almost looks like his soul left his body. But it wasn't the only time they nearly soul-crushed Tyler. The next scene proves it all. May is a chubby and fluffy panda, but holy heavens! How does he dare to show up so suddenly? I'm sure that more than one of us would have been scared out of our wits. Just like what happened to Tyler. Just look at his face. Worse than if he had seen the weeping woman, but enough about Tyler. Let's leave him alone and continue with the next one. More than one of us has ever felt the ground move. It's something very normal, right? This is a damn drunkard. So normal that even Mei Lin experienced it. But apparently not only did the ground move for her, but rather the whole earth. You see, they are a bunch of damn drunks, and if you don't believe me, watch this next scene. Everything seems normal. May's mom leaves before her when suddenly... Poor May, I don't think she's a drunk, but well, don't drink anymore, May, it's not good. But what do you make of this scene with May's panda? When she's running away from school and her psychopath mom, we come across a somewhat funny mistake that picks our left. Suddenly she jumps, and as soon as she's about to land, it looks like she almost smashes her big head on the ground. Who is he going to be able to get his hands on? What was May thinking? That she would fall on a small mattress? Or was she thinking about 50 Shades in the Avon? Luckily, and by the work of the Holy Spirit, who finally made his presence in this movie, May was saved and didn't lose her teeth. Or did she? But in the next one we'll see, May wanted to sweep the floor with her face. Didn't they tell her that's what brooms are for? Or what happened? I recall she swept the temple. So what, May? Did you actually want your face on the floor? That landing really did go very badly for him. This scene that I'm going to show you next is one of the ones I remember the most. It also has to do with May, and in case you're wondering, no, it's not about another hit or fall, it's more about May wanting to run. Like Naruto, Yud F took so much flight to take off that it even lifted these things from its sides. May, since when are you a Saiyan? But tell me, friends, what about you? What other funny things did you find in Turning Red? Tell me in the comments and follow me on Instagram and TikTok so that the spirits of Turning Red don't haunt you.